your small acts of unconditional love and of forgiveness. Can you imagine? I can. Good morning, everybody. This is Amy with your weekly Worthy Mindset video, and I come to you every Monday morning with a video that will encourage you and inspire you, that will focus on your worthiness, your wellness, and your mindset, because we are here to eat well and move well so we can go do the epic stuff that we were born to do. And on this Monday morning in particular, that may feel like a little bit of a hard pill to swallow. There was a tragic event yesterday here in the United States, and today we are waking up with heaviness and grief and struggle and angst. And it started right away. We saw it right away with anger, so much anger in social media. People arguing these same old arguments, the same old two sides, the hard lines drawn in the sand. It also so happens that yesterday was June 12th is Loving Day. It was the 49th anniversary of the Supreme Court case of Loving v. Virginia, which lifted the ban on interracial marriage. And I just really want to point out that it hasn't even been 50 years. It's just barely been 50 years since we didn't allow that in this country. And that, so when we start to think that there's so much and that the world is getting worse and it's getting heavy, I really want to encourage you to realize that since the dawn of time, we have clashed, and yet we persevere, and we persevere through connection and love. And I want to encourage that in all of you and bring up the third thing that happened yesterday, which was the 70th annual Tony Awards, which sounds ridiculous to even pull in and mention with the weight and the heaviness of everything else. But the show that I am addicted to like crazy, it's all we're playing around here, is the show that won 11 Tony Awards last night, and that is Hamilton. Hamilton is a hip-hop storytelling of the guy on your $10 bill, one of our founding fathers, the first Treasury Secretary, Alexander Hamilton. And that sounds crazy, even more crazy than how I'm connecting this to the tragedies that happened yesterday. But I want you to understand that it's more than just a story with catchy tunes. And this is how art can really transform us and transform our human experience. Because there's two main storylines here. I've shared this with my kids, and then a friend of mine shared a story that one of her friends had written about. There's two tracks here, okay? Very long story short, and this is kind of like the Titanic. I'm not giving away anything that's not common knowledge, okay? So if you don't know that Alexander Hamilton dies at the end, then it's just a refresher in history. So Aaron Burr is his rival, and Aaron Burr has so much contempt and resentment. Every negative thing that Alexander Hamilton ever did to him, he held on to it. The biggest grudge you have ever seen that ultimately related in the two of them having a duel, and Aaron Burr shot and killed Alexander Hamilton. He was vice president at the time, Aaron Burr was, and this, like, he let it eat him up inside. But there's another part of the story, and that is of Eliza Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton's wife, in which he goes against their marriage in the most vile of ways. He was a habitual philanderer. He broadcast it to the world to try to clear his own, try to clear his own conscience. By the end of his life, they were able to reconcile, and there's a line in there, and it brings me to tears every single time. Forgiveness. Can you imagine? Can you imagine right now, instead of eating and drinking and holding in all of your resentment and your anger and your angst and your grief over what is happening in the world, your grief over what happens to you in one-on-one conflict, when someone cuts you off in line, when someone makes a rude remark, when someone flat out is like angry or yelling or screaming at you, what if you responded in unconditional love? What if you took all of those past grievances and you stopped eating your feelings, you stopped drinking those feelings, you stopped pushing them down? What if you let them out and you forgave? What if you forgave those that hurt you? What if you forgive yourself? What if you show unconditional love to yourself and to the world? Imagine not only the impact that could make in your personal life and how you could release so much of what is holding you back, but that ripple effect, when you cast those rays of love out into the world and it's like a stone in a pond and the ripples go on and on and on. You can start so small, you can start right here, but it's going to have the power to affect the entire world. Your small acts of unconditional love and of forgiveness. Can you imagine? I can. I hope instead of feeling despondent and like you can't do anything and you feel helpless, I hope instead you realize that you can stand up right now today and you can begin to let go of the hurt and all past grievances against you, whether from yourself or from outside people, and you can begin to show unconditional love in all of your acts. Just try and practice. Practice a little bit every single day and wait and just see the change. And I do believe that each one of us has the power to make change in this world. I hope this encourages you today. I hope that you share this with the world. I hope that we can spread this message that connection and love and forgiveness is what is going to keep us going and keep us pushing through. I believe so hard in you, and I love you all so much, and I will see you here next Monday.